Congressman Issa, Republican out of California, a delegate for Donald Trump in California, member of the House Judiciary and Foreign Affairs Committees. And, sir, good morning to you. Right on time. Here is what you write, okay? This time requires updated thinking about our party and its place in American governance. As Trump makes his unifying trip Wednesday to Capitol Hill, Republicans need to get real and admit hard truths, end quote. What are the hard truths?
The hard truth is that Donald Trump offers a direction that is, in every sense of the word, a Republican direction. Well, Hillary Clinton offers us a direction that is the opposite. It is at least as extreme as President Obama's, perhaps more to the left, more Bernie Sanders-ish. So people can argue the nuances within the Republican Party. We've done that. That's what the primary process was all about. Now we're going to be arguing Hillary Clinton versus our alternative. Our alternative is, in fact, a team headed by Donald Trump that will come out of the July Cleveland Convention destined to be the next president of the United States if we stay united against a flawed and perhaps criminal candidate.
Well, you know what a lot of your colleagues think. They think Trump's conservative credentials are mushy at best. Are you concerned about that?
Well, if you look at the delegates from California, you have Kevin McCarthy and Doug Osee, moderates. You have Duncan Hunter and myself, conservatives. There's plenty of us who are either on one side or the other of where Donald Trump might be on a particular issue. But we all are moving in a direction away from Hillary's solutions, ones that will be at least as extreme as President Obama's. So I don't think there's any question about who we have to get with. Of course, we can have a discussion about tax policy, budget reform, entitlement reform, obviously foreign affairs, an area that wasn't discussed by Donald Trump much on the campaign, but will hit him square between the eyes with 22 nations currently all or partially occupied by ISIS. There will be plenty of things that President Trump will be faced with that he's not altogether prepared for, and he'll need a team of about 24 cabinet officers that will, in fact, serve him in these various areas, and the Congress, although not subordinate to him, has to support that.
Yeah, it's clear after talking to Barry Bennett last hour, a senior advisor of the Trump team, that they're putting this together day by day. Clearly week by week, but they're changing and they're growing and they're trying to get all this together. You write, if you're looking for the stereotypical angry white male, look no further. You're talking about yourself. So what have you found in America, and what is the expected reaction tomorrow at this time after Trump holds the meeting with the House leaders and the Senate leaders in D.C.?
Look, some will come on board, others will sit on the sidelines, but I'll just give you a controversial but I think appropriate one. We had to hold our nose and vote for George Herbert Walker Bush after the largest tax increase in American history, after a deal where he broke his promise not to raise our taxes, after he destroyed what was in fact the Reagan Revolution in flatter, fairer taxes. And so for that wing of the party, if you will, part of the establishment, to sit on the sidelines is saying that they need the perfect. Well, how do they define the perfect? Because George Herbert Walker Bush, good man, but he wasn't the perfect in Republican politics, nor is any president. It is time to unify. It is time for those of us like myself who supported Marco Rubio, who was there at the last debate in Miami and heard different levels of hooray and yay and boo for different candidates, but heard an overwhelming applause when Reince Priebus talked about defeating Hillary Clinton. We are Republicans. Yeah. That is the direction we want to go.
You stumped for Rubio in 7 different states. Okay, now we're in the present. Okay, you mentioned taxes. Trump says he will not release his tax returns before the election in November. He went on to say there's nothing to learn there and suggested the public doesn't care. Is he right, or do they?
First of all, I think the press cares more than the public. They always do. The fact is that he and if Clinton is the nominee, as we expect, if they get into a contest of who releases taxes or not, that will be decided later. Plenty of candidates have said they won't release taxes, and they later do. I suspect that Mr. Trump has some of the most complex taxes ever. I suspect he pays his taxes dutifully and has a legion of accountants doing it. But I certainly also suspect that during the campaign, we will be talking about what's called a Form 990. We'll be talking about the Clinton Foundation and the corrupt contributions that they made linked to the actual events that both Bill and Hillary did, well, they were taking buckets of money from entities tied to some very corrupt politicians abroad, including President Putin. So we will undoubtedly be talking about tax records, but some of them are already public. People who read Clinton Cash become aware that Hillary Clinton has been involved in a number of things that need to be aired during the general election, and they will be.
Appreciate your time, sir. Thanks for coming on today, and we'll be back in touch very soon. Thank you. Darrell Issa, the Republican from California.